Las Vegas, April 15th, 1985.
Get your popcorn and your beers and find your seat real quick because this fight don't necessarily have to go 12 rounds.
Undisputed middleweight champion of the world, marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Really rocked him another right hand. He's got him in trouble. He's on the ropes and that's it.
Marvin Hagler's face is covered in blood. It's pouring from a gash on his forehead, running into his eyes, and the referee has just stopped the action.
Blood coming from the face of Marvin Hagler. Can't tell yet where it's coming from. We'll see. Both guys will definitely be winded.
The ringside doctor is looking at the cut. One more bad answer, and the fight is over.
And they might have hurt Hagler. Tremendous pace in the first round. I expected this, Barry. Both guys are going at it. Hearns getting the better of it.
Everything Hagler has waited his entire life for gone. Referee Richard Steele leans in and asks him, "Can you see?" And Hagler gives the answer that defines his entire career. "I ain't missing him, am I?" Seconds later, Thomas Hearns is unconscious in the referee's arms.
Better, there's no question about it. Right hand sends Hearns. He doesn't know where he is. Hagler goes in for the kill now. He's gone. He's gone. Down, and he may be out. I'm not sure he can make it. He's up at 9. He doesn't know where he is. It's over. This one is tremendous victory, and there will be no doubters in this one. I said it.
Seconds later, Thomas Hearns is unconscious in the referee's arms. The whole fight lasted barely 8 minutes, 3 rounds.
So it was Hagler coming out like a bullet. A good left by Hagler, but Hearns didn't flinch. Marvin going for the body. Wild.
And yet, 4 decades later, fighters, trainers, and fans still call it the greatest short fight ever.
Start with 2 jab.
Did you see that overhand lead hook that he threw? I've never even seen that thrown, bro.
Fucking middleweight champion of the world, and most people thought he was the best pound-for-pound fighter on earth. And Tommy Hearns, of course, you just saw what he did to Roberto Duran.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of speculation coming into this fight.
And its first round, the greatest single round in boxing history. But to understand why those 8 minutes were so violent.
Good left by Hagler, but Hearns didn't flinch. Marvin going for the body. Wild first round.
Wow, what a shock. And it was Hagler who initiated it, not Thomas Hearns.
And a left by Hagler. Hearns comes back.
You have to understand the rage Marvin Hagler carried into that ring.
That's what I feel. War. That's what's on my mind.
Middleweight champion of the world, marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Really rocked him another right hand. He's got him in trouble. He's on the ropes and that's it.
Because this fight wasn't really about a title, it was about respect. And Hagler had spent 15 years being denied it.
I think that it's going to be the fight of the century, because I don't think that there's ever going to be any fight that can take the place of that in the 80s. I think it'd be a natural matchup, but one thing Sugar Ray was saying that he wanted me to come down to 154. That's a junior middleweight.
Think about who this man was in 1985. Undisputed middleweight champion of the world, unbeaten in 9 years. And yet, he was boxing's forgotten man. The big names had avoided him for years. Promoters found him boring, even after becoming champion. He felt so invisible that he legally changed his name.
Now, your name is Marvelous.
Marvelous.
Yeah, I called you Marvin. Now,
Right.
when did you change your name?
The last guy that called me Marvin, I tell you, he didn't look too good.
What made you decide to do it legally? 'Cause that's a big step.
I was fighting a guy named Caveman Lee, and I seen on the monitor just before the fight as I'm going out, and they had Marvin Hagler. I says, wait a minute, if you could call Sugar Ray Leonard, put his name Sugar on there, Muhammad Ali, Muhammad. I said, this guy Caveman Lee, what about Marvelous Marvin Hagler? He says, your name is too long. I says, what do you mean? Put it on top, Marvelous, then Marvin Hagler run underneath.
Yeah.
He says, well, we don't allow it like that. He says, and if you want it changed, he says, you go to court and get it changed legally. So I ran into this guy again. He says, Marv, he says, I'm sorry about what happened. He says, you did just that, didn't you? I said, that's right. And I said, if you don't put Marvelous down, there's going to be me and you, fella.
Walked into a courthouse and made Marvelous his actual first name, because the TV networks wouldn't call him that. He trained like a man in exile. No Vegas glamour. He locked himself away in Provincetown, Massachusetts, running in army boots on cold beaches, telling people he was in jail until fight night. And then came Thomas Hearns, everything Hagler wasn't, the hitman. Tall, glamorous, terrifying from the famous Kronk Gym in Detroit. His right hand was considered maybe the most dangerous single weapon in boxing.
When he hit the bigger, heavier guys that they didn't go to win. Tommy taking his time like the true pro he is. Castigating the body, just waiting for that headshot to be over. There it is. And down goes Ward. He has no idea where he is. His legs.
Less than a year earlier, he had done something that shocked the world. He knocked out the great Roberto Duran in 2 rounds. Duran, the man with granite in his chin, flattened, face first. In the build-up, Hearns talked. He promised a knockout. He got under Hagler's skin in a way few men ever managed, and people close to Hagler said they'd never seen him this angry before a fight. That anger is the key to everything that happened next. Because Hagler was famous for slow starts, a careful, patient fighter who took rounds to warm up, the smart plan against a bomber like Hearns was obvious. Box, move, drag him into deep water. Hagler threw that plan in the trash.
Okay, I gave both fighters their instructions in the dressing room. I'm just cautioning you now. Obey my command at all times. Shake hands, good luck to both of you.
As Ray said, Tommy Hearns usually likes to establish dominance early in the fight. I expect for that reason that Marvin Hagler will look to come on and counterpunch, at least in this first and perhaps through the first several rounds, looking for an opening if Hearns opens himself up.
Bell rang, and he sprinted across the ring and started swinging like a street fighter. No feeling out, no respect for the most dangerous right hand in the sport. Just fury, and Hearns answered. Within the first 60 seconds, he landed that famous right-hand flush, the same punch that destroyed Duran.
You know, both the guys just winging shots, so whoever gets caught in the chin,
There was
may
a
go down.
left hand by Hagler that stood Hearns straight up, and a right hand. Both men have felt the wrath of the other.
Tommy is hurt.
Step back, please.
His legs a little shaky, unsteady.
And a left hand by Hearns. Threw that off his back.
Hagler's legs dipped for a split second, and he kept walking forward. What Hearns felt in that moment, he later described himself. He'd hit Hagler with everything, and the man didn't fall, and there was something else. On one of those huge right hands, bouncing off Hagler's shaved skull, Hearns broke his hand. Round 1 wasn't a boxing round.
Hagler off balance.
Hearns coming with a right hand lead that time.
Both fighters are really off balance.
Hagler
Hagler leading with the right hand, but he's kind of lunging with it. There's another right hand, backs Hearns into the ropes. Watch for Hagler's hook. Now that was the right hand of Tommy Hearns, and it did catch Hagler, but he didn't take a backward step there. Another good right hand by Hearns. Hagler's working his body now, trying to slow Tommy down. These guys are exerting a great deal of energy, Baron.
It was a 3-minute war with no defense, both men trading bombs non-stop, the crowd at Caesar's Palace on its feet screaming. Commentators ran out of words. When the bell rang, both corners knew they had just witnessed something historic. And it was 1 round old, but Hagler was paying a price.
We'll know between rounds when we get into the corner. Hagler punishing Hearns now, but it is Hagler who is bleeding. This is still the first round. The second round, these guys would definitely pace themselves.
Somewhere in that chaos, a cut opened on his forehead. And against a puncher like Hearns, blood is a countdown clock.
We can't quite tell where it's coming from while Hagler continues to dish out punishment. And now Hearns bounces right back. This may be the most brutal, even round you've ever seen in boxing. That's as good as it ever gets, folks. I doubt that there's ever been a better middleweight.
Round 2, the war continued. Hearns now trying to box on his toes, his right hand ruined, his legs already betraying him from the punches he'd absorbed. Hagler kept marching through everything, switching stances, cutting the ring, hunting.
Punch knockout of West. Marvin is an accumulation of punches. There's another straight right hand. That one also hurt Thomas Hearns. Hearns backs up, gets his breath, and comes right back. Hagler has been effective with a right-hand lead. I like Marvin's tactic so far. He's walking his man down. Hearns is definitely hurt. He is definitely hurt. And now this is where Marvin should take control. Hearns was holding Marvin Hagler's right hand there. Now he tries to fight back. Takes the right hand. Takes the left hand. Hearns against the ropes. He's on rubber legs. Another good right hand by Hagler. Now this is when Hagler really goes to work. Thomas shouldn't be here against the ropes. Trying to weather the storm here in round 2. Big round for Marvin Hagler. Hagler is really on with it. Watch Tommy.
Then round 3, the blood got worse, streaming down Hagler's face, and Richard Steele stopped the fight to bring in the doctor. Put yourself in Hagler's mind at that moment.
Because of his height advantage. And now we're going to get a moment for the doctor to come in as that cut just opened up.
It's not Marvin in your fight. No, it's not Marvin in his sight. Let him go.
A lot of blood on the face of Marvin Hagler, and let's see if he just doesn't try to do something.
15 years of being avoided, overlooked, disrespected. And now, the defining fight of his life might be stopped. Not because he was losing, but because of a cut. That's when Steele asked if he could see. Hagler gave that legendary reply. I ain't missing him, am I? The doctor let it continue. And Hagler, knowing the clock was now his enemy, went for the kill.
Serious business, or just get through. That jab of Hearns is effective, even though he's throwing it off the back foot. A good right hand by Hagler drives Hearns into the ropes once more. Tommy can't take too much of this. And again, it's a matter of accumulation of punches thrown by Hagler.
Moments later, he caught Hearns with a huge right hook that sent the hitman staggering across the ring on rubber legs. Hagler chased him down like a predator and landed a right hand behind the ear. Hearns collapsed.
No question about it. Right hand sends Hearns. He doesn't know where he is. Hagler goes in for the kill now. He's gone. He's gone. He's down, and he may be out. I'm not sure he can make it. 5, 6, 7, 8.
He somehow beat the count. Pure heart, but his eyes were gone. Steele looked into them and waved it off. 2 minutes and 1 second of round 3. Hearns' own trainer had to carry him back to his corner in his arms.
9, and he's up. He's up at 9. He doesn't know where he is. It's over. This one is history. Marvin Hagler, a tremendous victory. And there will be no doubters in this one. I said it. I felt something. It was a gut feeling.
8 minutes. That's all it took to create the fight that every greatest ever conversations still begins with. And here's the beautiful irony.
But that Hagler hurt Hearns in the second round.
Well, see, Hagler initiated authority right from the very first round. He stayed on top of Tommy. Tommy tried to exchange punch for punch. He couldn't do that.
Marvin Hagler spent his whole career being called boring, being avoided, being denied the spotlight. And the moment that finally made him immortal came when he abandoned everything careful about his style and simply let the anger out. Hearns went down as a legend too. He broke his hand on Hagler's head in round 1 and still fought 2 more rounds against a monster. Nobody has ever called that anything but brave. 2 men walked into that ring over a title. They walked out having redefined what violence, pride, and heart look like inside 4 ropes. 8 minutes that changed boxing forever. If this story gave you chills, you know what to do. And drop your answer in the comments. Is round 1 of Hagler versus Hearns the greatest round in boxing history, or is there one that tops it? Until next time.